Hello there. Today I thought I would share an idea with you that I have and explain the process of how I got it going, how I got it started. My grammar, sorry. Okay, first of all, I still need to do the interior decorating in my little village here. Oh, Minecraft is terrible. I have too many ideas, too many things I want to do. It's really hard for me to stay on a project start to finish. Excuse me. That's one reason why my videos are so long, because I try to do them in one setting so that they do get completed. And do I expect someone to sit there for an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours and watch a video? No, I do not. Absolutely not. People have things to do. But I figure, there's a pause button. And that's how that works. So anyway, let me get to the whole point of this. I am in survival mode right now. A lot of times I'll switch to creative mode for my videos. But I'm not going to be doing any building today. I'm going to show you a process. If you like the idea, you can do it for yourself. Probably in survival mode, but if you want to do it in creative mode, that's cool too. You can even do it in hardcore, I suppose. I am on a Realm server. If you've seen very many of my videos, you know that my friend and I have Realms. And we have a few worlds going, but this is the one we've been playing pretty hard for quite a while now. One thing I want to show you real quick, I want to show you this website. It's fantastic. It's chunkbase.com. You may be aware of it already if you're a hardcore Minecrafter. If not, it is definitely worth your time. Apps. Now, there are those that prefer old school, that like to explore the map on foot and use their compass. That's very cool. I like to do that sometimes too. I have single player worlds that I have different modes. I have hardcore on one, well, a couple of them I have hardcore. On one I have it set at normal, but with no cheats. I don't have the resources bumped up. On some of them, I do have the resources bumped up in the options, under the customized world. I play at different levels. It just depends on my mood, what I'm in the mood for. Well, there are some apps that I usually try to explore on foot as much as possible before I resort to finding help. My first method is usually on foot with a compass. My second method is F3, which gives you coordinates. Excuse me. And even if I don't have a set of coordinates to go to, I will use the F3 because it'll show you're facing south, you're facing west, or whatever. And the world that I was just on, that I was just showing you, I couldn't find the jungle biome. I mean, for weeks. Literally weeks. And I have no life, so I spend a lot of time. I'm in Minecraft at least half a day every day, if not longer. So, when I say I spent weeks on foot looking for this biome, I'm not exaggerating. And I did it on foot. Well, I got frustrated, and finally just decided one day that I was going to go into creative mode and fly. So I did. Well, then I spent another 3 or 4 days in creative mode flying. I wasn't doing anything else, just exploring, just trying to find this jungle biome. The only help that I sought out was to do some Googling and try to get information that would tell me, okay, if you find this kind of biome, chances are you're going to find this kind of biome close to it, if not attached to it. And that was the kind of information I was gathering. Well, as I said, it still took me 3 or 4 days. finally I was just like, okay, we're going to go south. I'm just going to go south until I can't go south anymore and hope that I run into a freaking jungle. It actually worked. I was shocked. I was cheering. If anybody had been around me, they would have thought I had lost my flippin' mind, because I was ecstatic that I had finally found the jungle. Anyway, so I was also hoping to find a mesa biome when I was doing my search for the jungle. Well, I didn't find the mesa biome. I did find the jungle because I had invested so much time in trying to find the jungle. I wasn't about to do all that over again for the mesa. I was pretty burnt out on exploring. So I did some more Googling and I found this website. Now, they have some really cool apps here I want to show you. They have mods too. I don't really use mods. I plan to at some point, but I haven't yet. I haven't even tried to figure out how to implement them, how to load them, or anything. But I do have a use for these apps. The Biome Finder. This is very cool. You go in here and you put your seed in. And if you don't know how to get your seed, if you'll go into your map, let me see if I can. Let's disconnect from this. Okay, let me. Well, we'll just. I believe this is the. Oh, stop that. I didn't mean to load in. Sorry. Hang on. Okay, so if you have a world and you don't know what the seed is, there may be an easier way to do this, but this is what I do. I go into Recreate, and it'll make a copy. Go into More World Options, and there's your seed number. You see this up here, Seed for World Generator? This gives you the number. This is a magic key. It's awesome. And then, of course, I'm not actually trying to copy it, so I cancel it once I get this written down. Anyway, I'm going to let this be loading back in. So we will go back to, so you put in your seed number here, okay? And what it will do, and it takes some time. Don't get in a hurry, because if you get in a hurry, you're just going to frustrate yourself. Set it up, tell it to find the biomes, and leave it alone. Minimize it, go clean your kitchen, go put up your laundry, take a nap, go do something. But don't sit there and watch it, because it'll just frustrate you, and you will decide that it's not working or whatever. The Minecraft maps are vast. They are massive. So you're not going to get an app. Well, I can't say that. I'm not an expert on all apps. Chances are a good app that's going to give you the information that you're looking for, it's going to take some time if it's being a thorough. Okay? So trust me, because I screwed myself 2 or 3 times on this deal, because I kept thinking, oh my god, it's not working. Oh my god, it's not working. Oh my god, it's not working. And I set it up again, and I just left it. And I was like, whatever, I'm just going to let it run and see what happens. Well, I'm glad I did, because through this, I was able to find my mesa biome. What you can do after you put your seed in and you tell it to find the biomes, you can scroll in and out so that your grid is smaller or larger, depending on how much area you want to be able to see. Excuse me. And these different colored tiles have different meanings. And if you hold your cursor over a particular tile in the grid, you'll see down here in the bottom corner, it gives you coordinates. This one is negative 167.7 and 148.7. Now that's just giving you your X and your Z. It's not giving you your Y. You determine that. Now, if you have cheats on, or if you are on your own server, I would suggest switching into creative mode before teleporting, because you want to, well, I don't know, you may still be able to die that way in creative mode. I would still do it. I would still go into creative mode before teleporting into an unknown area, especially if you don't have the Y, because you want to be careful. You may load into a tree, you may load into the dirt, you may load in at the very bottom of the deepest part of the ocean, and you can drown before you get to the top. You could load inside of a mountain, suffocating. If you load inside the ground, a tree, a chest, wall, whatever, it's going to say you suffocated in a wall, and you'll die. And then all your stuff that you had in your inventory will spurt up through the ground like a geyser, and it has a pretty good bounce radius. You have a pretty good chance of finding about 98% of your stuff, but sometimes you're going to lose something. So anyway, I do recommend going into creative mode before blindly teleporting to a new area. But this will give you coordinates, and they're not going to be exact. If you look over here, it's telling you chunk -11/9 from blah 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 blah. So even though this says 1664-1507, it's not going to be at that exact point possibly. There's going to be a little bit of a range. So, excuse me, if you teleport to that exact spot and you don't see it, don't just assume that the thing doesn't work. It does work. I've used it multiple times since I've discovered it. Another thing, you can save your map. I have saved my map on when I used the Village Finder, but I have not tried to reload it, so we will do that here in just a minute. Oh, I could have sworn. Where is the one for the village? Okay, there we go. Village Finder. Again, you put your seed in, you tell it to find villages. Let's see if I can load my map. Oh, good grief, I have no idea where it is. Anyway, it's obviously trying to find it with the browse. So anyway, what I did for the whole point of this video, what I did was I used this app and told it to find villages. Well, the map seed that I'm using, the original spawn point, you can see a village maybe, I don't know, a minute away from you. Okay, you go up like 3 blocks on top of this little hill and you can see the village. That's why in the single player, before I uploaded it, I called it Village Spawn. Well, and we play on peaceful mode more often than not, so I don't have to worry about zombies eating all my villagers and destroying my NPCs. When we do go into normal mode or hard mode, we make sure that we are way far away from any villages before we change it over. Anyway, so what I did was I used this to find villages, and it gave me a spot on the map. There was like a little bitty dot in the middle of the grid, and I got the coordinates, and the funny thing was, that was the village we started with, where we spawned. It was our original start. So I thought that was cool, and then I just clicked and dragged until I found another spot, and I got the coordinates. I wrote them down. I got like, let's see, I got 4 different sets of coordinates from this, okay? Then I went into my game, and I teleported to, let's go to the first one. Now, the coordinates I'm using right now are a little bit better than the ones that I got from the app, because I have come here and found a spot that chances are I'm not likely to build on. Okay. Did I type that right? Because I'm not seeing the village. I don't think I typed that right. I sure am glad I didn't land in a wall. 74, 365, 65. Oh no, I did not type that right. Not by a long shot. I got a little happy with this number here. Let's try that again. Haha, much better. Okay, so this was the second one. As I said, the first one was our original spawn point. This was the second village I found. And like I said, I just clicked and dragged the map till I found another dot. And I got the coordinates, and here we are. So what I did was, I came over here, and I started tunneling through the world. And I made this little road. It's just made out of cobblestone slabs and cobblestone wall and torches right now. Eventually, it will all be redone with the nether brick. I have another building project going on right now with the nether brick that I have, so that takes priority. And right now, I'm just using cheap materials because, first of all, I have an abundance. And second of all, I am just wanting to get this mapped out first. Kind of like what you do with the dirt, you know, when you're building a house, you just get your foundation. Well, that's what this is. All this is foundation. So, anyway, I tunneled through the earth, starting at the first village, and I will go back and fix it. A lot of them, that one's not as bad, but a lot of them, their pathways are messed up. Half the buildings don't have doors. You got houses with doors and no stairs, or the ground level is so low in front of the house the villager can't even get in the door. So I have yet to find a village that is in really good shape, that doesn't need some work. I often find villages with these massive caves right underneath them. And I had one village where half my NPCs were underground wandering around in the cave. Like, no, this is not going to work. So I filled it in with dirt. So anyway, I did 4 wide. I cleared 4 wide so that I could have, you know, in case something happens on top of here, I've got at least some kind of give. And then I did the posts every 20 tiles. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, blah, and then the next one is sitting on 20. And I usually do 10, but considering how much ground I plan to cover, I went with 20. So anyway, my spawn point was our original village, which is this one over here. It hasn't all rezzed in yet. And of course I've rebuilt it. So I followed my compass to my spawn point to connect that village with our first village. Okay? So that's what I did. Now I've stopped here for now because I want to build some kind of a, well, eventually we're going to have mine tracks also. I don't know if they're going to be up in the air or what, but I want some kind of train depot, or maybe a hotel where people stay when they come through to visit. I don't know. But I've got an area over here I could build on. But I stopped it here because I didn't want it to interfere with my harbor. Okay? So anyway, that's what I did. That was step 1 as far as the building process goes. So then I went to my list, and I got the next set of coordinates that I had written down. Make sure I get this in right this time. 461, 47, 69, 12, 58, 554. Okay. So, Oh no, that was, I just told you wrong. Hang on. Okay, so I went back to my original start point for my road. And I stood here and I used the command set world spawn. Well, okay, I'm lying to you. That's not what I did. What I did was I said spawn point. Okay, backslash spawn point. That is a command that if you have cheats on, if you are on your own server, or if you're on someone else's server and you have administration rights, administrative abilities, or whatever. This command is basically like sleeping in a bed. It will change your spawn point without you having to sleep in a bed at night. Okay? And it only works for you. If you are on a multiplayer server, you can set your spawn point, but the other person has to set theirs, or you have to use their name. They have to be online. Okay? I used this and it wasn't changing my compass. So I made a bed and I put a bed here and I slept in it and it wasn't changing my compass. My compass was still pointing back to my original spawn point. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong because I kept looking up the command, with Google. It kept coming up with spawn point, kept telling me it should work, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. So I finally Googled compass is bugged, spawn point change, something like that, and I found out that spawn point will change the spot where you spawn back. Okay? That's what that does. But set world spawn will change the world spawn point. The world spawn point is what your compass is going to point to. So if it's your compass you're wanting to affect, you need to use set world spawn. It's all one word. Okay? So that's when I finally found the information and got it figured out. That's what I did. So I changed my world spawn point to right here. So then I went to the next village and followed my compass towards the area, and when I picked a spot to do this. See how bad this is? Look at this. This is horrible. I have got to come in here. It's bugging me. It's probably what I'm going to do today. Off camera. I'm going to do it off camera. I'm probably going to go to the villages that I've connected and at least get them in, or they have a pathway and they can get in their houses, things like that. So anyway, I was careful to start my road a little bit away from the village because I plan on building my villages up, adding more houses, adding farms, stables, livestock pens, different things like that, little shops, So I didn't want to do this in an area that would likely become a build site. I want the road to run along the outside of the village. So anyway, I got to the point where it said, this way. So I started my road here. And I built and it does take forever. If you're doing this in survival mode, it takes quite some time. But you also gather quite a bit of resources in the process. As you can see, I tunneled through a mountain. Now, I don't intend to leave this man-made ravine. I plan on coming back. I haven't decided if I'm going to put fence across here so that it looks like trellis, or if I'm going to put glass, maybe black stained glass across the top, or if I'm going to enclose this and make a scary tunnel or what. I really haven't decided yet what I want to do. But for the walkway, because I'm going to have two travel paths. One is going to be the walkway, one is going to be the mine railing, and I kind of want to keep the walkway as open as I can, so I'm thinking glass maybe, And even if I used fence to make like a trellis looking kind of roof or gazebo kind of roof across there, then daylight will still come through, but it will stop rain. So I'm not likely to get rained on. What took me the longest is I cannot keep enough coal in stock, and I kept coming across these huge coal deposits, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. So I would have got a lot farther if I hadn't stopped to mine out all the coal. Now, I didn't mine it out of that mountain. I told myself I was only gonna mine it in the areas I was actually tunneling through. I love this effect, how this worked. And another thing you want to keep in mind is the block level. As you saw, we went down a set of stairs before we hit this road. A lot of times, your water level, see, this is at block 63. Did you see that in the XYZ? We're sitting at 164,803, 63, 969, 377. It's the bottom paragraph on the left, the first line. So when you start your road, you want to make sure you're at a level that it's not going to take you under the water. Okay? I think I did mine at 65, just to be safe, because I would rather make a bridge than have to go, and I could have dried up this water source. It's sitting a little high. I could have dried this up and just turned it to grass, but I kind of like this look. I think it's kind of cool. And the reason it's doing that, it looks weird, but the reason it's doing that is because I'm using slabs. So the water is detecting the invisible top half of this block. So that's why it's not passing through. But anyway, I kind of like the effect, so I left it. And you can always do, you don't have to tunnel. You can always follow the layout of the land. You can make steps and have different levels and things. That's good too. I intentionally did it one level. I tunneled through. I need the resources for one thing, for other build sites I'm working on. And except dirt. God, I'm drowning in dirt. But everything else I'm running low on, because my buddy and I are working on a couple of rather large scale building projects. So anyway, that's one reason. But the other reason is when we do have the mobs on, we are in, I was trying to put dirt block. I don't have any dirt on me. I usually put dirt blocks at least for this first side. See how I did back here? So that I'm not going to just fall down in here. And chances are that's where I found coal. And I just dug these little caves. See, more back up in there. More back up in there. But, and more down in there. This was a terrible spot for coal. It was everywhere. I thought I was never going to get my road built. So anyway, we're almost there. But when I'm in combat mode, when we have it on normal or hard, I don't want to have to be jumping over blocks and things. If I'm going to have to run, if I've got 3 creepers and 5 zombies on my butt, I'm not trying to do gymnastics. I want a smooth surface. Now this, my first stretch of road, I did not check my block height like I was telling you with the 65. So these did not quite meet up. So it'll get redone when I change it to the nether brick anyway. And when I do change it to the nether brick, I'm going to use the nether rack and light it instead of using the torches. I think that'll look cool. And put stairs around it. I'll show you the effect. I have one done. But anyway, so I connected it back to the village here, where we started. It brought me back to my spawn points. See? Now, I did have to go to the other end of one. I went forward 20, and then I came here and I went forward 10 or 20, and then I went there and I came forward 10. I came here and went forward 10 to try to get it to meet up. because and I could have gone into creative mode and flown over it so I could see from an aerial view, but I didn't. I was wanting to do this strictly in survival mode. I try not to go into creative mode unless I'm doing a fast, or trying to do a fast build for a video. I prefer survival mode primarily. Then, let's see. Did I start on this other one? Let's go look. Nope. 110, 184, 72, 16, 24, 447. Okay. Ah, yes. And of course, I'm connecting it to the last one, not the first one. I went back to where I started the last road and changed my spawn point there and started this one so that it will connect to that one. And at some point, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to get all of them connected, I don't know. Minecraft has so much versatility that it is really, really a challenge for me to stay with one project for very long. I get sidetracked too easily, and watching YouTube videos is the worst. See, I haven't got all this dug out yet. Look at all that coal. Oh. But I've been down here. I've been down there digging. So, anyway, this is where I am right now. I'm at the end of the road, Jack. Let me show you what I meant about the nether. Let me find my coordinates. He and I went out hunting the other day. We put it on, I think we actually had it on hard mode. 347804464. I want to make sure I'm not going to load into a house. Let's make that 65, I believe. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we were out hunting, and like I said, we basically live in the village where we started. So when we're out hunting and we're gathering up leather and we're getting string from the spiders and we're getting rotten flesh from the zombies and we're getting bones from the skeletons and we're getting slime balls from the slime, eventually you get full and you need to dump your inventory. Well, we can't just run back and empty our inventory in our warehouse because that's inside of our village. And in case you don't know, where you go, monsters go, because they spawn around your character within a certain radius. Well, if zombies get into your village, they infect your villagers, and then their villager will turn into a zombie, and then he'll turn around and infect other villagers, and next thing you know, you have no villagers because they are all zombies. So you do not want to go into a village while you are in combat mode, only if you're in peaceful mode or only during the day when there's no mobs running around. And I mean a clear, bright, shiny day, not when it's overcast, not when it's raining, because you will make the monster spawn in your village and they will eat your villagers' brains. And they can't trade with you if they're brainless. So anyway, I said, you know what, I'm going to build a safe house real quick because we needed someplace to dump our stuff. So I threw up this little house. It's just a little 10 by 10. It's nothing fancy. And it was basically cobblestone and wood to start with. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Okay. And I was like, you stand guard while I build this real quick. And he's like, okay. So one thing led to another. And the next thing you know, I'm collecting cactus and making green dye and putting down green wool for the floor. And I'm You know, I ran back to the base and got some fern and bone meal and grew a fern. And he's like, this is awfully homey for just a safe house. I said, well, does a safe house have to be barren? Does it have to look like a jail cell? And he's like, oh, I suppose not. But anyway, this gives us a place to temporarily throw our stuff. As you see, it's a mess. And it gives us a place to temporarily throw our stuff without risking our villagers' safety. And then when we are back in peaceful mode, then I'm the lucky one who gets to clean house, because he has a life and a job and responsibilities, and I am unemployed right now, unfortunately. So I have excessive amounts of time, so that's my job, and obviously I haven't got it done. So anyway, I'll show this to you real quick. The little backyard and our little garden area. Nothing fancy, but oh, give me that back. But you know, that way if we are out hunting and we need food real quick, we can't, as I said, we can't run to our village, then we can just grab some wheat, grab some carrots, potatoes, whatever. And the sugar cane I did for looks. I did a ton of sugar cane, and when you do sugar cane, it has to be near the water. It's not like farming where the water will irrigate 4 tiles. Your sugar cane has to be right on a water tile. So this is a perfect area to have like a huge sugar cane farm. And of course I put lights in here. Light helps your crops to grow, but reality is sugar cane grows pretty fast by itself. I really use the light just for the pretty, because at night you sit back and that light comes up and it makes a glowy look on the sugar cane or within the sugar cane, and it's pretty cool. I like it. So anyway, here's my little safe house that he was harassing me about being too nice to be a safe house. But here is a building project that he and I are both working on. The second floor is mine. We did some research and learned how to place mob spawners, because I don't want Minecraft to redo their combat system. I think it's cool the way it is, but I happen to like the fact that in a lot of games you're going to find your zombies and your skeletons in a cemetery, not necessarily covering the entire world. So anyway, we decided to make our own dungeon, so to speak, and obviously it's not going to do anything until we have the world set in combat mode. Oh, I didn't know he was working down here yet. Apparently he is. He's digging this all out. I saw coal, I'm ignoring it. And basically what he wants to do is he's going to put a different spawner in each room. And what's really weird is he could get like zombies to spawn in here, but he couldn't get cows. The cows had to be out on the grass or something, which is strange to me, because I've put down spawners in the warehouse in our basement before for cows and squid, because I needed leather real quick or I needed some ink real quick, and I know it's kind of cheating, but I was in a bind and I was in a hurry. So anyway, they spawn just fine. I don't know why the difference, but he tried to spawn them in here, they wouldn't spawn, but he took them outside and he could get them to spawn. So I don't know if he didn't have enough, if the ceiling wasn't high enough to have enough air blocks. I don't know what the trigger was. But anyway, he could get the zombies to spawn just fine. It was not an issue. Of course, I don't think we didn't have the second floor in then either. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, each of these is going to be, these are each going to be room with a different mob. And I'm supposed to do the interior design to make them cool looking, scary looking, whatever. And this is our safe room, where we are to be able to come to drop off stuff, if we need to cook some food up real quick, or repair, you know. Oh, he doesn't have an anvil in here. We need to get an anvil in here for repairing. And then, of course, from up here, you can see. So, and then the second floor is my baby. And this is why I'm waiting to do my road in the nether brick, because as you see, I've been using it here. I go to the nether and I mine, and then I smelt, which is why I never have enough coal, because I do a lot of smelting. I mean, you can imagine how much smelting this took. And that's not just it. I mean, I smelt stone, I smelled iron and gold, and my furnaces are usually loaded. Right now they're not. They're loaded with coal, but I'm not actually smelting anything right now. I've been working on different things. But anyway, this is going to be one of the rooms. It's kind of dark. You can't see anything right now. But it's going to have mobs in here. And of course there'll be a pathway. But you see, this is what I was talking about for my little highway. I'm going to do it in the nether brick slabs. And I'm going to use the stairs to surround the lit nether rack. I think that has a cool look to it. So once I get some of my roads where I know for sure that's how I want them, and they're not going to be shifted. Of course, you can shift the nether brick just as well as you can the cobblestone. You get your materials back, but it's still a time-consuming, tedious chore. So anyway, this is what I'm going to be using for my highway when I get it done. I think it'll help it to stand out and be I think these fires will be more visible at a distance than just the torches. I think it'll be a better look and more practical. So anyway, I really need to get to work in the nether. One day I was working on 3 building sites at the same time. I was going to the nether, and I was mining a whole bunch of netherrack. Then I would take it to the warehouse, throw it in all those furnaces, and I would grab a whole bunch of stone slabs, and I'd go back to the nether, and I'd build out pathways as I tunneled some more, so I could expand our base in the nether while I was gathering the netherrack. Then I'd load up and I'd come back and I'd load more stove, more furnaces, and then as soon as I had the brick made, I'd come up to this site and add to my building project there until it was gone. Anyway, it was a round robin kind of thing. So I'm going to grab this stuff so I can get it put up. Let's leave some coal here and some food. Anyway, I just wanted to share those ideas with you. I don't know if that helps you or not, but I don't know if I have duplicates in here or not. We're just going to click real quick to see if anything combines. But I just wanted to give you that information in case you weren't aware of that Chunkbase website. It's awesome. And if you're one of those people who doesn't want to use things like that, you'd rather do it on foot with a compass, old school, that's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your game. You should play it the way you want to play it. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that concept and that website. And oh, I guess I haven't teleported to the basement. Let me get my coordinates. But yeah, you see all these furnaces. Let me let it load. This is where we store everything. It takes a minute for it to load in. There's a lot of stuff down here. Load, 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 load. But I basically got an item ID list off the internet. I put it in alphabetical order and then set up chests. So I have all my acacia here, and then I've got, for some things I put like 5 chests, like for andesite, because when we are not burning through it, we want to have a pretty good supply for building projects. Right now it's pretty depleted because we have 2 building projects eating it up pretty quick. The one I just showed you is eating it up really fast. That's just what I've mined while I've been doing this highway. This was empty, but this is what I've gathered from doing the highway. So anyway, as you can see, these furnaces go all the way down this wall, and I don't know how many I have in here. And these chests are for, say I'm smelting clay so I can make bricks, so I can make the red bricks. And I have extra clay on me, and this is the furnace these are the furnaces I'm focusing on. I can throw my extra clay in this chest, and then when that gets finished smelting, I check the chest. Oh yeah, I need to throw some more clay in there. So that's what those are for. That was Riff's idea, and I liked it a lot. And in case you're unaware, it's hard to put like chests and anvils and stuff on top of these things because you interact with them when you have a chest or whatever targeted. So what you do is you make a wall of dirt back here, and then you target the dirt so that it locks to the dirt. Then you can tear the dirt out and you have it in place. And a lot of Minecrafters are probably aware of that, but not everybody knows everything about Minecraft. So just in case you weren't aware, I have been playing Minecraft since I really don't know what year. I paid less than $10 for it. That's how long ago I bought it. And I'm still learning stuff. You cannot know everything about a game. And even if you do, you won't for very long because they're going to update. And there's glitches and there's bugs. Anyway, so it goes all down that wall, the first wall, this wall, and it goes about halfway down this wall. And the reason there are workbenches everywhere is for convenience, because this room is just too big to have a single crafting bench in the middle of the room or whatever. And like for iron and the redstone and the lapis-lazuli and things that take up a lot of space, I want this here so I can make blocks to conserve storage space. So anyway, that was an unexpected little addition to the video. So for those of you who want to do a Minecraft highway, there's an idea for accomplishing that. Or if you simply just want to find your villages and fix up your villages, or find one just for trading. Maybe you don't care about the decorating and the building them up and stuff. That chunkbase.com is a fantastic site. I highly recommend it. The apps are very useful. And but like I said, give it time to work. Don't mess with it. Start it. Make sure you have everything set. If you have, let's see, I don't know if I showed you, after you get your seed and such in here, this filter biomes, see, you can pick if you're wanting it to find jungle. You can click jungle, and that's the only thing it will show on the map. If you're wanting to find a mesa, same thing. And of course, there's Mesa Plateau F, there's Mesa Plateau. So, anyway, you want to, if you're wanting a particular biome, then you can use this filter feature. I don't remember if I showed that to you or not. But anyway, wonderful website. Whoever came up with this, genius. They're awesome. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you, and I hope you will come back and see some more of my videos, and I do want to thank you for your time. It is precious. I hope you and yours are happy and well. I look to see you again. Thank you for your time.